Wow, this car is as American as a company that names itself after America. God bless America. What do we got here? 1969 Amc Hurst SC Rambler, or more affectionately known as the Scrambler. You get it? It's a play on the letters here. Unlike me, you might be too dumb to understand that. That's why I just explained it, because you're a dum-dum. And as a reminder, we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and we ain't gonna quit until we get there. And here's the thing, if you don't subscribe to this channel and support these cars, then you're not considered American. And for the Canadian and Australian watchers, I guess just keep doing what you usually do, like chase kangaroos or make maple syrup. I mean, you should still subscribe to the channel though. Man, this thing, it's pure America. It looks like it just got hit out of a ballpark.
McCullers to Harper. It's drilled. Right center field. Lightning.
Or maybe raised by bald eagles. Or perhaps conceived by destroying an apple pie. And I don't mean by eating it. So what exactly do you get with the Amc Hurst SC Rambler? Oh, you get a lot. If you haven't noticed the monstrous decals on the hood, this thing came with a 390 V8. And during that time, that 390 had forged crank and rods, a compression ratio of 10.2 to 1, and the blocks they were using at that time, man, extremely strong, known to be able to handle a ton of power. This car was rated at 315 horsepower, 425 pound-feet of torque. And that might not sound like a lot, but keep in mind, this car weighs next to nothing. I mean, I could bench press this thing for reps because I'm so buff. Not to mention, I like pick up supermodels all the time. Like I said in the last video though, they live in another town. You don't know them, so don't even ask. But that SC Rambler, ooh, it goes hard. There's a lot more items in that package, so let's just power through it. Inside you'll find a 4-speed manual because that's all this car came with, which was a smart choice by AMC. It kept costs down, it was reliable, and it could easily handle the power of that 390. But the Scrambler also came with a twin grip rear with 354 gears standard, functional hood scoop, mag-style blue wheels, power front disc brakes, heavy-duty cooling, torque links from the axle tubes to the chassis with staggered shocks to help with wheel hop, blacked-out grille, tricolor headrests, gunmetal gray bench seat interior, javelin wheel, a sun tack that blocked out the speedo, and yes, it came from the factory like that, Euro-style mirrors. Oh, and you want a radio so you can listen to Sly and the Family Stone? Well, too bad, loser! They didn't come with radios, unless the dealer installed them, which did happen sometimes. And not to mention, dual exhaust that came from the factory with thrush glass packs. And of course, that absolutely perfect paint. But let's say you want something a little more subdued, well, you could get the B scheme, which looks like this. And what exactly would you pay for a car like this? Well, it was based on the Rambler Rogue, which was the cheapest and the smallest American-produced car in 1969, and it started at $2,000 when it came with a 6-cylinder, and yeah, you could get a 290 V8 for a couple $100 more. And for the sake of thoroughness, let's look at a couple of competitors. The 69 Super Sport Camaro with the 375 horse engine was about $3,500. A Super Cobra Jet Mustang that year was about the same price. Let's say you want to save a little cash and you go with the Dodge Dart GTS 340. Well, that was just over $3,200. And what do these three cars all have in common? Well, in factory testing, they were all slower than the SC Rambler. And this thing only cost $2,998. Can you believe that price? Up to this point in the muscle car era, I can't think of any other car that gets you that much performance for that little cash. I mean, this thing with a set of 354 gears, when Car Life tested it out, ran 1420 at 100 miles an hour. And yes, that is quicker factory original testing than the L78 Camaro, Super Cobra Jet Mustang, and the Dart GTS 340. Not to mention that Car Life even admitted conditions were not great that day. It was very cold, and they had just cleared snow off the drag strip. In good conditions, maybe with a little more aggressive gearing, they said the SC Rambler would run well into the 13s. So that's it, baby. It doesn't get any better than this. Show's over. Just kidding. That's not the end of me just yet. As I mentioned, the biggest strength of the SC Rambler was probably its weight. This car, with the driver sitting in it, was only 3,318 pounds. And with that entire package, you would think that AMC just sold a ton of these cars, and, not really. They planned to produce 500, but it was more popular than they expected, so they actually built 1,512. It would be very difficult to determine how many were the A scheme versus the B scheme, but Estimates would say probably about 1,000 to the A scheme and about 500 to the B scheme. Whew, I feel bad for any car that's got to race this AMC SC Rambler. They'd probably need a little bit of help from something like a Supercharger. 1964 Challenger R3. And no, it's not a Mopar product. Do you see it chugging Bud Light and telling everybody that it's got a hot cousin that they probably wouldn't do anything with? No. It's a Studebaker. And what exactly was the R3 engine? Well, Studebaker went through their pile of 289 V8s and they specially selected a few and then overbored 0.93 inches, taking it to 304.5 cubic inches. What makes these extra special then is they fitted a Paxton Supercharger from the factory. Not to mention it had forged steel crank and rods, forged aluminum pistons, special heads with larger valves, including dual valve springs, special cam with either 276 degrees duration or 288 degrees. And from the factory, each engine was balanced and the combustion chambers were matched at 64 cc's. Sitting on top, you had an aluminum intake manifold and an aluminum pressure box feeding into a 600 CFM carb. And helping everything breathe was a set of special exhaust manifolds. A 6-quart oil pan was standard, but a 10-quart pan was optional. With a compression ratio of 9.75 to 1, what do you think Studebaker rated these monsters? 335 horsepower. But if you revved them over 6,000 RPM, well then you're making at least 400 horsepower. Sources say that these cars reliably made 365 at the wheels. That is absolutely nasty. Just like your mom. Both of these cars, amazing. Amazing muscle cars. And possibly these Studebakers were the first muscle cars. You could get the Supercharged R2 or R3 in this body style in 1963, so that does supersede the GTO. But I'll let you guys argue that in the comments section, in a very civil way. Oh, and Studebaker rated the torque at 320. Obviously, that is underrated as well. Inside, you'll find a 3-speed automatic transmission. And out back, you'll find a Dana 44 with 427 gears. And of course, this thing has a limited slip, which they termed twin traction. And I'm sure you've heard of Chevrolet's Positraction. Well, that was actually invented by Studebaker Packard, which was twin traction. And then Chevy bought the rights, called it Positraction. But Studebaker did it first. So as you've probably pieced together, the Challenger definitely has more power than the SC Rambler, but it also weighs quite a bit more. It's still fairly light, but with driver, it came in at 3,604 pounds. And it just happened to come with a heftier price tag as well. The Challenger started at about $2,200. That R3 engine was nearly $1,600. And then you throw in your transmission cost, and that thing would hit $4,000 pretty quick. And that's in 1964. So as you could imagine, they didn't sell many R3s. There were only about 125 engines made, and only 9 of those came as production orders. So if you're like me and you want one of these cars, well, too bad. It's not gonna happen. But if either of these owners might want to just give me one of these cars, I'm not gonna say no. And to be completely sincere, this is my favorite matchup that I've ever covered on this channel. Both of these cars, love them. Absolutely awesome. Let's check out those races.
Going up against Steve P with the 64 Studebaker 304. We'll get the win 1309 at 106. We're losing Cotton.
In the first round, it's the SC Rambler that takes home the win, running 13.09 seconds at 106 miles per hour. That Studebaker wasn't too far behind, running 13.40 and also at 106 miles per hour. Let's see if the Challenger can make a few adjustments and take home that win in the second round.
Next, 64 Studebaker in the left lane. He's going up against Bob Whitten, 69 Rambler, Scrambler, transport. The win will go to the Stu 13.
In the second round, the Scrambler had some major traction issues off the line. And And so it's the Studebaker that takes home the win, running 13:47 at 107 miles per hour. Keep in mind, reaction time is not included in the ET, and the Studebaker did cross the finish line first, so they win. With things tied 1-1, let's check out that final round.
5 width out of Illinois, 69 Rambler Scrambler, 394 cheap. Nod. 1323 at 106 for the 127 rear axle.
And in a tight race, it's the Scrambler that takes home the win in the best of 3 title, running 13:23 at 106 miles per hour. A huge thanks to the owners. These cars are absolutely awesome. And come on, you guys. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe. Give me a like. I'll see you at the next one.